Hi everybody. Madeline, come here. Miss Mindy here on the farm. Welcome to another chapter of our Read Aloud book together, Star Jumper. Let's see, where did we leave off? Chapter 8 was titled The Microblaster. Yes, where he just zapped his little brother Jonathan to the size of an ant. And then chapter 9 is called Godzilla Ant. How do you guys think he's going to get his brother that big again? I have to confess, I considered just walking away. Jonathan's gone forever. Hallelujah! My problems are over. Instead of leaving for another planet, I pictured myself fabulously rich and famous, living happily ever after with Zoe Breen by my side. But I knew I was dreaming. Jonathan hadn't really disappeared. I saw something fall into the grass. It had to be him. Jonathan may be as small as a bug now, I thought, but he won't survive for long down there in the grass, living like one. I just had to bring him back. If only I could reverse the ion flow. I knew it was theoretically possible, but would my blaster actually work in reverse? All I had to do was switch the red and blue wires to find out. Ding! Boy, was I scared. All of a sudden, I was so clumsy, I reminded myself of Jonathan trying to put a worm on a hook. My fingers felt like sausages. "Don't go anywhere, Jonathan," I hollered into the grass. "Stay right where you are." I thought I heard him call back, but I couldn't be sure. It was just a high-pitched squeak, like an insect sound. "What?" I called. I heard the sound again. It went on for a long time, but I couldn't make out a single word. Finally, I switched the wires and pointed the blaster to the spot where I thought Jonathan had landed. I pulled the trigger and the device revved up again. "This better work," I said to myself. "If it doesn't, I'm sunk. No one will ever believe me I didn't do this on purpose." There was a bright pink flash. It was so bright it lit up the whole backyard and blinded me for a few seconds. When the pink glare cleared from my eyes, I realized that something terrible had gone wrong. Standing in front of me was a huge black ant. And when I say huge, I mean huge. Right away I knew what had happened. My aim was off. Instead of expanding Jonathan to normal size, the ion beam had struck an ant, and now that ant was as big as a refrigerator. I needed to reverse the wires again and shrink Godzilla Ant back to normal. But I was so totally freaked. My fingers felt like frozen sausages. The ant looked disoriented. It touched the grass with its feelers and looked all around as if to figure out what had happened. Then, I guess its instinct to gather food took over, and I suddenly looked appetizing. It came at me with its pinchers clicking like lobster claws. Here he is. I turned and ran for shelter. The nearest place to hide was the tool shed. I ran inside, slammed the door, and locked it. "Calm down," I told myself. "Madeline. Calm down," I told myself. "As long as you stay in this shed, you're safe." While I fumbled with the wires in my microblaster, the ant came around to the side window. As I pushed the red wire in place and screwed it down with my thumbnail, I heard a crashing sound. Pieces of shattered glass rained down all around me. So the ant is coming in the window to the shed. The ant's head was poking through the window. "Yikes!" I cried and jumped back to avoid its snapping pinchers. In all the confusion, I dropped the blaster into Mom's watering can. Kerplunk. Holy Copernicus. I think I might pronounce that wrong. "Please don't let the trifibrillator circuit," I prayed out loud. Then I fished out the blaster and dried it off with an old rag. Meanwhile, the tool shed was starting to rock back and forth. I looked down and realized it had no floor. Suddenly, a tiny factoid popped into my brain. Ants can lift 20 times their own weight. One side of the shed rocked up off the ground. The ant was lifting it with one claw, and the other was coming straight for me. My shelter had become a trap, and I had nowhere to go. I felt so dumb, a true genius outwitted by an ant. How could that be? I dodged the claw and fit the blue wire in place. Then I pointed the blaster at the ant and pulled the trigger. Bam! The shed fell to the ground. Here's a little bam for you. When I opened the door, the ant was nowhere to be seen. Probably back in the grass looking for something else to eat, I thought. Whew, that was a close one. I ran to the spot where I had left Jonathan, but I wasn't sure where it was anymore. I got down on my knees, hoping I wasn't crushing him, and parted the grass blades with my fingers. "Jonathan, where are you?" I called. Once again, I heard that squeaking sound. Then I saw something move. It looked like a little blue pebble wearing a baseball cap. Somehow, Jonathan had climbed up out of the grass onto a dandelion leaf. The little blue pebble was jumping up and down, waving its tiny arms. "Hold on, Jonathan," I yelled. "Just hold on." Here's Jonathan on his, I don't know if you can see. There he is. On the dandelion leaf, there's the Jonathan with his baseball cap. Okay, this time, after reversing the ion flow, I pointed the blaster precisely at my target. Bam! There was another brilliant pink flash. When my sight returned to normal, Jonathan was standing before me. He looked a tiny bit taller, but not so much that anyone would notice. "I'm telling!" he cried and started running toward the house. "Wait!" I ran after him. "I'll let you touch it. Really, I will." Jonathan stopped and looked at me, staring long and hard. His eyes were bloodshot. His cheeks were wet from crying. I had never seen him so scared. "I almost got run over by a slimy slug," he whimpered between short breaths. "It was an accident," I said, and held the blaster out to him. "Here, I'll show you how it works." "No," he drew back. "I'm going to tell Mom and Dad. That thing's no good." Not just Mom and Dad. When he threatened that, I knew he was serious. I had really terrified him, and he meant to get my microblaster taken away from me. "Look, you don't have to worry about me using this ever again," I said. "Why?" he asked. "Because I'm leaving." My words hit him like a punch in the belly, the kind that takes your breath away. I should have kept my mouth shut, but once I got started, I couldn't stop. "I'm going to another planet. That's why I built the spaceship. And that's why you don't have to worry about this blaster. Because when I leave, I'm taking it with me." "Really?" "Really," I answered. "Can I come with you?" "No," I said. "Don't you get it? You're the reason I'm leaving." Jonathan looked like someone had punched him in the belly again, only harder this time. "Oh," was all he said. "That's why you don't have to worry about me blasting you anymore," I told him. Suddenly, Jonathan's eyes looked cold and mean. "Well, you're not going to like it there," he stammered. "You're not going to like it one bit." "Oh yeah?" I asked. "Why is that?" "Because the only planet you'd like is a planet where everyone on it is exactly like you," he replied, "and that doesn't exist." Wow. That's the end of the chapter, guys. Our next chapter is chapter 10, The Duplicator. I'm glad that Jonathan got back to his size, but I wish Alex might consider Jonathan's feelings. I think he's hurting them quite a bit. I'm hoping and praying that maybe these two brothers will connect with each other. What do you guys think? Let me know. See you tomorrow. Another beautiful day. Enjoy it.